after I dropped out, I had the agency. It was growing well. I had been working with a company and we helped them make $115,000 in 115 days. So after that, I was basically just leveraging that social proof and then all my experience working with like the phase guys and all that type of stuff. The main problem was I was like, how can I really ramp this up? And I was making money. And I was like talking to my dad or just seeing other people online, like you can either do it yourself and go through the struggles, which I've been doing for like 2 years, like I said, when I was editing. And I was like, what if I just pay someone who I really trust to help me get there? And the thing about you is you ran an agency, but you're also into the crypto stuff, your personal brand, theme pages. So like you're very well versed. And I was like, I want to be able to build that type of thing. And the thing is with you, you still run your agency to this day. So I was like, this isn't a guy that's just selling info and wants to just like, run a course, which even the info that you do sell is amazing. So yeah, that's what just really made me lock in. I was like, he's doing what I want to do down the line. And hey, just be locked in.
Yo, what's up, guys? I have Nate with me today. Been working with Nate for a couple months now, probably more than a couple months, and
Yep.
he's been crushing it with his agency. And I brought him on today to just talk a little bit about that, what he's got going on, and who he is. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and we'll get into it.
Appreciate you, brother. So my name is Nate. I run Content Cash Media. I am a 19-year-old six-figure entrepreneur, and I've been doing this for around 2 to 3 years now, really running my agency for 1 year. Prior, I was freelance editing for 2 years. So yeah, I'm excited to hop on
When
and
did you start? What age?
started, I would say around 16, I was freelancing editing. I
That's
did that for 2 years.
crazy.
Yeah, work with people like FaZe Rug, Broadus, Energy, Esports. So that was cool. That's where my background is, for real.
I I look at it, I'm like, wow, like, because you're, I don't really view you as like 19. I feel like you're a little bit older. You come
Yeah,
across to me as a
weird,
little bit
bro.
older,
Yeah,
but you're making a bunch of cash right now. We can talk about that in a second.
for
But
sure.
when I was 19, I was selling cars, and then I had just quit my job before I turned 20, and I had just started to make the business thing work a little bit. I was making a little bit of money, and it's super. I know I started young, but to see you start at 16, I wish I started at 16.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
crazy because I kind of like relate that to my story. Like whenever things are going like how business is, sometimes it's difficult. I'm just like, bro, look at when Nick started. He's crushing it. So like if I started way before, if I just keep going, like I'm gonna go
When
crazy.
you're my age, bro, which is 7 years from now for you,
It's gonna be
like
wicked,
you're
bro.
gonna be you're gonna be killing it. And I do tell people a lot, it takes 5 years of once you have it figured out, it takes 5 years to like
Yeah.
grow. And I feel like you just figured it out maybe in the last year. Really,
Yep.
like it kind of clicked in for you.
100%.
This trajectory is gonna be nuts. And
Yeah.
I really think for a lot of people, it's like a decade in. A
Mm,
decade in, you should be rich, like
yeah.
rich.
For sure. For sure. I definitely agree. Like you said, because those first 2 years, it was like it wasn't really business for real. It was because I was learning how to communicate, talk to people. I started a little agency, but like last year, like you said, after I dropped out of college, after my first semester, I really went like all in on business and I started actually running the agency seriously. So I've really only been in business seriously for 1 year because the first 2 years I was just freelancing. So it's it's,
Dabbling.
it's starting to look
So
scary, bro.
let's talk about that. What brought you to me?
Got you. So what brought me to you, bro, is really just the authenticity. I think I relate to you just like, and this is the thing with personal brand and why we're huge on YouTube or just personal brand in general. When I watch your content or I see your tweets, I can relate to you in a certain way, and we connect on a certain level. So when I saw that, and you're obviously doing things I wanted to do or living a life that I wanted to live, and you weren't doing it in a way where you had to be cringe, like you like to say, or do all these gimmicks. Like I just want to be myself, make money, and help the people around me. So that's what made me just really lock in with Launch Socials.
Sick. And I appreciate that, bro. And when I ask people that, it's usually the answer I get.
Yep.
The other thing I'm curious is what were you working on dealing with that was like, I need help. I need help from Nick. I need help from Launch Socials. I need assistance.
Yeah, so with my stuff, I would say because I had after I dropped out, I had the agency. It was growing well. Because I had been working with a company and we helped them make $115,000 in 115 days. So after that, I was basically just leveraging that social proof and then all my experience working with like the phase guys and all that type of stuff. we were growing well. The main problem was I was like, how can I really ramp this up? And I was making money, and I was like talking to my dad or just seeing other people online, like you can either do it yourself and go through the struggles, which I've been doing for like 2 years, like I said, when I was editing. And I was like, what if I just pay someone who I really trust to help me get there? And the thing about you is you ran an agency, but you're also into the crypto stuff, your personal brand, theme pages. So like you're very well versed. And I was like, I want to be able to build that type of thing. And the thing is with you, you still run your agency to this day. So I was like, this isn't a guy that's just selling info and wants to just like, run a course, which even the info that you do sell is amazing. So yeah, that's what just really made me lock in. I was like, he's doing what I want to do down the line. And hey, just we locked in.
100%.
Yeah.
And where were you at? Like where was the business at? Where was the company at? I know you had editors at that time. I don't know if you had any like actual employees. I think we started to build those into the process. We can talk about that. And then I'm curious where the revenue was at when you came to me.
Got you. So revenue wise, first, I think we were between like 18 to 20K in revenue around May before. And then team wise, yeah, it was just me and I had freelance editors and freelance designers under me. That's how I was running the operation. And then we can definitely talk about how things change, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah.
And I think if I recall, I think it was like 11K in profit or like seven it was something along those lines. And you wanted
Yeah,
to get profit was the number, and you wanted to get to
yeah,
30 a month, is what we talked.
exactly. Yeah, my profit margins were even now they're around like 60%, anywhere from like 55 to 60% on a consistent basis. So profit probably was around there. And yeah, the goal was to get to 30K profit per month, which I'm getting pretty close to.
Right, we almost hit it in the past month, the past 30. That's why I
Yeah,
wanted to do this.
for
Okay, so
sure.
so talk to me about what happened. What happened? I know what happened, but I want you to
For sure.
explain it.
For
Like when we came in, what was the first couple things we did and that we looked at together? I remember some of the VAs we put in place, some of the content stuff, some of the steps, but I'm just
Yeah,
curious to hear your experience and your perspective on it.
for sure. I think the thing with me is I'm a person that's super huge on integrity and having a good product. And that's something that we've always had at Content Cash Media. So the main thing that I had to really ramp up was sales. I'd say marketing wasn't that hard for me. I just had to post our results, but really the sales process and then team structure, really like how can we dial in fulfillment? And obviously told me like business runs on fulfillment, sales and marketing. So I was like, okay, cool.
Yep.
Prior, like you said, it was just me. I had freelance editors and designers. So what really changed was I obviously brought on my own executive assistant, which helped a ton, helped free up time. I actually had a trainer. You taught me all that
Is that
type of
the
stuff.
one? Is that the one I sourced for you?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. That's still the same person. She absolutely kills it. From there, I was essentially able to bring on a COO. And my first COO, he actually went to a different, bigger company, but I was able to replace him. Somebody came to me, probably due to my personal brand stuff, which is why the personal brand stuff is so huge. And he's an absolute killer. He was already working at a prior seven-figure YouTube agency, and he came working with me. We changed up hella systems, improved stuff there. And then now I just brought in a content strategist, and our systems are really, really dialed. The main thing that really helped the revenue, I'd say though, besides that, is the sales process. How I was able to really clean that up. I know prior
Let's talk about that.
this
Let's talk
process
about
was
how were you
terrible,
selling
bro.
previously?
What were you saying?
How were you selling previously?
So prior, bro, I had no pre-call video. The sales process was hella long. It was just bad. Like looking back at it, it was just terrible. But that's what you have to go through, and that's why you actually
What were
invest.
you doing exactly? You were pulling up like a doc, and it was what, 2 hours long? A
So
presentation?
yeah, it was a presentation. It was taking like 40 minutes to present it, and it was just like too slow compared to now. We have the pre-call videos like
Yep.
6 minutes. I hop on a call, I can close someone in 30 minutes because that's our product is really good. And then the
Yep.
sales process is just really smooth as well. So, bro, the time is just way shorter and we're closing more leads.
And what was that change for you? That was that me giving you the script? I know I gave you some feedback. What else was there that was like the clicking moment for you?
Got you. I think it's a mix of I wouldn't even say necessarily the script. I think the script helped for sure. But I feel like just the overall shortening the process and then you reviewing my stuff like live or just like giving me feedback in the chats helped me a ton with just like being able to do certain stuff in the sales process, and then you also showing me how you run it and how you're kind of confident pitching, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that helped a lot. And then, like you said, it's just a game of reps, bro. So you have to keep getting on sales calls over and over, and over time, you learn how to handle certain objections. Or, I mean, our product is so good, we damn near don't even have objections. So that's also another thing. But yeah,
100%. And I think that's one of the things we talked about, handling the objections with pre-call, handling it in the
yeah,
content. And
exactly.
additionally, a point that I would make from my perspective is even you realizing that there's a different way to run these calls that is
Mhm.
more efficient for you and the clients. I think
Yep.
maybe you didn't even realize that you could run a call in 30 minutes before.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. That before and after difference was crazy because, like you were saying, I was spending like damn near an hour on a sales call, and now, like I said, I can literally legit close people in 25 to 30 minutes, and it's crazy, bro.
Same. Sick.
Yeah.
So let's talk about getting clients, customers, how that's working, how it was working, what we've changed so far. Tell me the story about that.
Yeah, so bringing in clients, I would say Twitter's healthy. I think Twitter's been my main like lead gen source. On the Twitter side, I mean, you just told me to increase my quantity, which I think helped a ton. I've been pushing hard there. And then after that, I've been, yeah, pushing hard on Twitter, but also now that we have our product market fit really found, like after this whole year, being able to really see like who we can help and our product does work extremely well. The main thing now is how can I do more? But we're also tapping in hard into YouTube, because that's what we offer. We want to show that we can actually grow our audience and attract who we want to attract. But I think your advice as far as like how to make tweets, what to tweet on, and then the quantity of tweets to go has been really huge. And then I can just ask you questions like if someone sends me a DM, how can I respond to this? If it's like tricky stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think the leads definitely have ramped up. You told me like you just need to get your calendar packed, and that's what I basically had to go out and do with the marketing. So yeah.
I think that one other thing that's huge for you and any agency owner listening is doing the thing that you sell. And that's
Mm,
why I told you YouTube is so important for you to do,
yep.
because if you're good on camera and
That's
you
another
have
thing.
lots of videos, and we're working on the camera presence, obviously,
For sure,
talk
yeah.
about that. It's improved a lot. For
So,
example, your background right now. Your background never used to look like that. It
nah.
changed a lot.
Yep.
Um, but the camera presence, the background, the lighting, putting things together, the way you talk on camera, your edits, all that. If you got to do the thing that you're selling. So I've
For
told
sure.
this to a lot of people. We actually had one agency guy, he was selling like ecom email marketing, but he had
Yeah.
never done ecom before. And I
Mm,
basically encouraged him to go start a bunch of stores so he could
mm,
talk like an expert and actually be an expert. And that's why I encourage you to do YouTube, which you're starting to do, and you're starting to ramp it up. And
yep.
right now, I think your revenue's at 40 a month
Yeah.
of
Revenue is
that.
like, yeah, 40K
And so
plus.
you even hit 40. I'll let you go in one sec. You even hit
Yeah.
40 without doing the thing that you sell. And so
Yep.
now with doing the thing that you sell, imagine just even 10K YouTube subs, which we're gonna get you to.
Yep.
And it's what you do for people anyway, but we're gonna get you to.
Yeah.
We're gonna offer that perspective of like,
It's everyone needs help. Like Michael Jordan had a coach, bro. Kobe
yep,
had a coach. So like it's
yep.
just because I help other people go, it doesn't mean like you said, my on camera presence was terrible. And obviously you helped me improve that, and that plays a huge role into your content. Now that I'm able to give that help to my clients, which is also helping them generate tens of thousands of dollars. So I 100% agree.
100%. And so my point is, you with 10K YouTube subs is like, bro, we're not talking
And
40,
then,
we're talking 400.
yeah, for sure. YouTube is definitely the next play that we have to just run up and go crazy. I'm about to ramp up the quantity for sure.
So let's just talk overall. Like you went from 18, 20. I even thought it was around 13, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just trying to get a headline for the testimonial.
No,
But
no, yeah. When I saw in May, it was 18. Once again, it might be lower or higher, but I would say anywhere from 15 to 18 is reasonable. But
yeah,
I know now we hit 40K rev last month for sure.
either way, I mean, you basically double, tripled
For sure.
in
Yeah.
8 months, 9 months, whatever it is, some 10,
Yep.
something like that, which is crazy. And I'm curious, how does that feel to you? Did you think it was possible? What did you come into this like expecting to happen? Did you expect that? What was your thought process throughout that?
Yeah, I would say I always knew it was possible, just like with my mindset. But besides that, I think I saw something from Hormozy. He said whenever he joins like a mentorship program or things of that nature, he's gonna go out and become the best testimonial. I think with me, like it's not what necessarily what Nick is going to teach me or what Nick is going to teach you. What are you going to actually do when it comes to applying the knowledge that you get? I mean, you've seen me had to like reshoot my VSL 3 times, reshoot the pre-call 3 times. Like those things suck, bro. Like it really does. But when you want to be great, you're gonna have to actually apply what you're getting. So coming into it, I mean, like I said, I don't really buy stuff from people online for real because I understand the space pretty well. But when I can feel the authenticity, we hop on a call, we can just talk like we're boys. I already knew we were gonna click from there. So as far as like the desired outcome coming true, I knew it was really just on my end because you know your stuff. So I just had to put in the work. There was obviously a lot of ups and downs. Like I said, my first COO left the company, so I was like in the trenches for like a month, just putting in
Yep.
hella work. And those times are obviously hard, but after I got my new COO on board, executive assistant in place. Now I just hired a content strategist like 2 days ago, and he's already getting into our system, crushing it. Which you also helping me, like helping bring in employees and actually train them proper way.
Yep.
So things are only gonna go up from here. But coming into it, yeah, I knew I was gonna win. It was just a matter of can you actually apply what you're learning?
Fire.
Yeah,
Usually the people that think like that end up being the winners.
for
And the people
sure.
are like, "Can you do everything for me?" I'm like, "No, I can't be you.
Oh
I
no,
can't be
oh,
you."
no.
But no, obviously.
Yeah.
And how does the 40 feel? Like internally, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I was thinking about that even before hopping on this call with you, bro. I was like, I say to myself, probably like every week, I just say like I'm proud of myself because at the end of the day, I have to be, bro. It's like I put in so much work that people don't see. Like I was telling you, like I'm barely sleeping right now,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, we're giving our clients great results. I'm actually impacting good businesses out there. So it's like I put in the work, I deserve it. I'm proud of myself, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. Like we have so much more to cover and help, so and scale. So I'm excited for it.
100%. So what
Yeah,
is I got two questions.
for sure.
First one is what was your favorite part about working with me and Launch Socials, and what's your least favorite part?
Got you. Uh, I'll start with the least favorite first. I don't know. That's gonna be a hard question. Uh, Least favorite part. I feel like it's kind of like a positive, but least favorite part is damn. I don't even know. There might not be a least favorite part.
Perfect. That's why I asked the question.
I
Cool.
definitely
Okay.
don't know. Yeah, yeah,
What's your favorite part?
yeah. I think the favorite part is you're gonna keep it real with me. Like, you're not gonna try to BS stuff, which I like, and I'm able to just go out there and actually once again I just have to go out there and listen. You've already ran the plays yourself. You know what works. You know what doesn't work. It once again just comes down to me applying. But I think the no BS approach, the authenticity. Once again, you're gonna talk to me like you actually care. It's not like you're just trying to get the bread. So I think that's some that's something like I
I
value, bro.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's how I try to run everything.
for sure.
What you see is what you get, basically. And
And I take inspiration from it hella. So I appreciate that.
thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you. Uh, Final thing. What's next for you?
What's next? For sure. We definitely want to hit 50K rev. So that's gonna be sweet. But after that, it's the goal is 100K. And obviously just like scaling on YouTube is what unlocks that. At this point, I'm gonna do a client case study interview every month because we're getting a ton of results and I want to be able to showcase that on YouTube because I know that will bring in more clients and we're actually legit at what we do. So I feel like that's the next play. And then also launching more of my personal brand on the IG side and building out an offer stack when it comes to low ticket products, mid ticket products, and then obviously having the high ticket offer when going into a little bit of info. But I feel like the main goal is going to be scaling the agency and showing that we are actually good at what we do, and then also doing it for myself. So I have undeniable proof when I do want to go into info.
I agree.
Yeah,
One thing that we've talked about, there's a lot of shiny objects in this space where it's like you
100%.
can do the info, you can do a lot of
Yep.
these things. But do you have the agency that's
Yep.
working right now with a team that's working
For
and you're
sure.
delivering results at a high margin? Is it more beneficial to double down on that or to add something else? And usually it's more beneficial to just double down on things.
Yep.
Um,
Not gonna stray away from what's working because I know we got something great. Like I told you, the markets can be ours in like a few months if I just stay at it.
all right,
So
I
gonna keep
agree.
working. Yeah.
And any final things you want to mention to anybody watching this right now? What would you say?
I feel like definitely, I mean, tap into Launch Socials. You guys are great at what you guys do, whether it's personal brand, theme pages. I think, like I said, Nick is well versed, and they're gonna keep it real with you. So that's one thing. Like, if you're soft, I wouldn't want to join their program because like they're gonna they're gonna keep it honest with you, whether it's content or whatever the case may be. So that's what I have to say there. But once again, great group of guys, great team. I love the way you guys run your company, from an integrity standpoint, the way you guys market, whatever the case may be. I really respect that, which is why I'm bought into you and the way you do things. So I just want to say, first of all, thank you to the Launch Social team,
You're
and
welcome.
really do appreciate you, brother.
And thank you, man.
Yeah,
And I feel like we're just getting started, many years to come.
100%,
And between you and us as well, I think we'll be doing things for a while.
100%.
So look, guys, if you're watching, like Nate said, we can help with personal brand, theme pages. We can help build teams for a social media company that acquires customers on social media, such as Nate, right? He has an agency, and we help them with the content, but we also help with the back end, how to manage systems, the team, stuff like that. We have solutions for that as well. So, Nate, dude, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you recording this with me.
Likewise, brother.
Anybody watching, if you want to look Nate up, you can look him up on YouTube. You can look him up on Twitter. And additionally, if you guys want help, our free playbook first link, as well
And
as you
tap
want to
in.
book a call. So if you want to book a call, you want some help, you want to be someone just like Nate, that link is in the description as well. Appreciate you guys and appreciate you, Nate. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.